Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're literally digging into the hidden world beneath our feet, older home sewer maintenance. We're going to walk through how to give your house a proactive health checkup. It's really all about shifting from reacting to a total disaster to maintaining control. Let's get right into it.
I want you to ask yourself honestly right now, when did you last check your pipes? I mean, it's completely human nature to ignore what's out of sight, right? Buried under the front lawn, tucked beneath the foundation. If the water goes down the drain, we naturally just assume everything is perfectly fine. But, well, that assumption carries a pretty massive hidden risk.
Here's the reality we have to face with older homes. They mean older, highly vulnerable infrastructure. As our houses age, the systems we rely on literally every single day, they naturally deteriorate. Decades of constant use take a serious toll, and that sets up the primary threat we're tackling today.
Okay, let's dive into this. Aging pipes face some very specific, unrelenting physical threats. First off, structural cracks form, and as they do, joints begin to separate and shift around. Then you've got material corrosion actually eating away at the interior walls of the pipe, completely weakening the overall integrity. And finally, and this is probably the most relentless one, tree roots intrude. They actively seek out those vulnerabilities and just break right through.
So, how do we actually fight this invisible decay? Well, a camera inspection reveals the hidden reality. Taking a proactive approach with a specialized video camera, it's way less about reacting to a sudden plumbing crisis and much more about drastically reducing your risk. It uncovers the real issues that you simply can't see from your front yard. When that camera goes down into the dark, it gives us a definitive look at the overall pipe condition. It exposes hidden blockages and scale buildup that are slowly choking the line. It identifies misaligned sections where the earth might have shifted, and it catches unseen leaks. Honestly, this technology gives you a true snapshot of your system's health, empowering you to catch a small problem way before you're dealing with a wildly expensive, messy home backup.
Moving on to Section 1, the baseline checkup, setting the standard for older homes.
2 to 5 years. If you own an older home and you don't have any recent inspection records to look back on, this right here is your standard recommendation. It's the gold standard metric for establishing that initial baseline.
This time frame is really all about balancing your costs with the reality of gradual defects in decades-old lines. It's the absolute sweet spot. Why? Because a lot of these defects, things like tiny micro cracks or slow scale buildup, they develop incredibly slowly over time. So checking every 2 to 5 years ensures you catch these defects early on, without blowing your hard-earned money on unnecessary, constant checks.
Next up is Section 2, Warning Signs and Symptoms, when to accelerate your timeline.
Now, what happens when the house starts trying to tell you something's wrong? This is exactly when we need to pivot. Should you inspect sooner? I want you to think about your own home's daily plumbing performance right now. There are moments when you absolutely must throw that baseline rule out the window and adopt a more urgent approach. You've got to spot potential red flags before things literally burst. So what are these crucial red flags? Well, are you noticing slow drains happening in multiple fixtures at the exact same time? Or maybe there are bad odors lingering near your indoor drains or mysteriously wafting out in the yard. Listen closely for gurgling sounds when you use the plumbing. That's a big one. Also, watch out for frequent, stubborn clogs that routine cleaning just won't fix. And critically, look for soggy ground or sinkholes near your sewer cleanouts or along the line's route. And this brilliantly illustrates how what might seem like a simple, annoying household quirk is actually a major warning that your sewer line needs immediate attention.
Which brings us to Section 3, the environmental enemy, the threat of tree roots.
1 to 3 years. If you've got active environmental threats, specifically roots, your schedule significantly accelerates to this much tighter timeline.
Having large trees or past root-related clogs absolutely requires a faster follow-up schedule. Tree roots are relentless in their search for moisture. If there are massive trees near the probable sewer route, or if you've already dealt with root-related clogs in the past, well, they totally change the rules. Active root intrusion demands a very tight 1 to 3 year monitoring window because, trust me, they will come back and they will break through. Moving to Section 4, Post-Repair Protocol, Confirming System Performance. Okay, let's say you've actually caught an issue, taken action, and had a section of the pipe fixed, lined, or relined. What happens after the repair? You've got to treat the next inspection as a way to confirm performance. In older homes, you frequently end up with a mix of pipe materials. You'll have different sections made of entirely different stuff depending on when past repairs were done. So a post-repair camera check helps determine if the installation is holding up smoothly. Plus, it tells you whether any future issues are likely to be localized to just one old spot, or if the problem is going to be system-wide. Honestly, it just gives you incredible peace of mind.
Let's wrap this up with Section 5, your action plan, the preventative maintenance guide.
So, the crucial point is, this whole thing breaks down into a simple matrix. If your home has no historical data, your action is a baseline inspection right now. If that camera finds minor things, like light buildup or small defects, you can comfortably schedule your next check every 2 to 3 years. But if you uncover moderate recurring issues like active roots or frequent clogs, tighten that up to every 1 to 2 years. And what if the camera shows major deterioration or you're experiencing repeated backups? Well, that shouldn't just be a future inspection marked on a calendar. It needs to be tied directly to a comprehensive repair plan.
Always remember, your home doesn't exist in a vacuum. Local soil, heavy root growth, and the general age of the local sewer infrastructure, they all impact this schedule. Local environmental conditions, like shifting soil, can easily necessitate earlier inspections to prevent sudden, total system failures.
And finally, if you're unsure of your line's actual route under the yard, or what materials it's even made of, please consult a licensed plumbing professional. A pro can physically map out the line route for you and tailor this entire inspection schedule precisely to your home's unique layout, age, and history. You really don't have to guess.
I'll leave you with this provocative thought to consider about the hidden infrastructure of your home. Are you just reacting, or are you actively reducing risk? Taking control of an older home's sewer line means choosing to manage your property, rather than letting a sudden, messy crisis manage you. It's time to take control of your home's hidden health. What's your first step going to be?